coming back. I can hear him. There's a cop. What if I told you there was an island where literally half the soil was human ash? My best chance is hiding in one of the buildings. I'm gonna make a run for it. A place with such a dark past that some locals refuse to speak its name. These thorn bushes are crazy. Oh, I'm scared to put my flashlight on, but I also can't see anything, and I think I'm bleeding. And here's the crazy part. If you've ever been to Italy, you probably passed right by it without even giving a second thought. Never realizing that that tiny little bell tower on the horizon is the last surviving witness to what many call the most haunted island on Earth. Welcome to Venice, one of the most breathtaking cities in the world. A floating masterpiece of marble palaces, sunlit canals, and tourists by the millions. But beyond the gondolas and postcard views is a place that Venice would prefer you didn't ask about. Poveglia. Its story begins as a plague island during the Black Death, a dumping ground for the infected. It's said that over 160,000 people were burned here, some of them still alive. And that's just the prologue. In the 20th century, they built an asylum directly on top of the mass graves. Patients reported shadowy figures, mysterious scratch marks, voices speaking through the walls, while an infamous doctor performed such gruesome experiments that if I tried to describe them here, YouTube would demonetize me faster than you can say creative brain surgery. But we'll get to Dr. Paolo later. Today, locals say Poveglia is cursed. Boatmen refuse to go near it. The entire island is abandoned and sealed off. For the sake of the algorithm, let's just say entry is not legally celebrated. This proved somewhat inconvenient for me, because despite understanding the risks, I had important sightseeing to accomplish. The plan was to hire a boatman to ferry me there under the cover of darkness. For 24 hours, I will be completely alone on the world's most haunted island. No connection, no backup, no way off the island until the boatman returns. I'll explore the haunted ruins. I'm not alone on this island. Sleep inside the decaying asylum, so the cops appear to be circling. Try to survive the night. So you might be wondering, how does one get to an island where no boatmen are willing to go? Well, let me let you in on a little secret. You can get away with pretty much anything, as long as you can convince people, even non-verbally, that you're just a simple idiot. And when it comes to that, I can play the dumb tourist card like a symphony harp. I am in San Marco, one of Italy's capital of ripoffs. So I have a feeling that I'm gonna get gouged. Ooh. Buongiorno. Parla inglese? Parla inglese? So I think the best strategy here is to pretend I'm dumb, because I am. But just pretend like I don't know that I'm not supposed to do this. So I'm just gonna ask people as if it's like a normal tourist attraction and see how they respond. I wanna go to Poveglia.
Poveglia. Poveglia.
Poveglia. Poveglia. No?
Tommy! Devo andare a Poveglia. Domani mattina andare a Poveglia.
And so I asked many friendly boatmen who kindly taught me how to say no in Italian. It's no.
Poveglia is closed, Poveglia.
It's closed?
We don't go.
I understand. I think I might find more taxis by the Rialto Bridge.
Yeah, no possible.
No?
No island.
No island. Until finally, after 3 hours of effort and haggling, I have managed to secure not one, but 2 boatmen who are willing to take me to and from the island. Tomorrow at 6:30 in the morning, it begins. We are going to have a slumber party on the most haunted island on Earth. And by we, as always, I mean me alone by myself. So, it is 7 a.m. I am by the docks. He was supposed to be here at 6:30, which is fine, but the sun is rising. And also the Piggly Wigglies start their patrol at 7 a.m. So Risk is increased. So,
How are you?
good, how you doing? Jump on?
Oh, you sit down?
Down? Okay. Beautiful. Cool.
My friend.
I'll see ya.
Tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
You text me.
I'll text you.
tonight.
Will do. Thanks, man. You have a good one. I need to get inside immediately before the police see me.
Be careful for the people. It's a danger, it's the island.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think this is our entrance. Jesus Christ. I'm stuck. Wow. All right, I guess this is home for the next 24 hours. Oh my God, look at this. What the f is this? Oh my God. There's thorns everywhere. My clothes are gonna be shredded by the end of this. This place is huge. There's so many structures to explore and little paths that lead off into the, oh, not really paths. Paths is an optimistic word, but wild. Okay, let's have one last glimpse of the outside before we go in and stay inside because I'm just worried about the place. Oh, there's a boat coming. Can you see it? Over there. That's a patrol boat. Okay, back inside. Back inside. All right, no more outside. All right, 24 hours begins now. To fully understand what happened on Poveglia, you need some context of the Black Death in Venice. Now, don't panic. I know this isn't a history channel. If I say anything slightly more academic than Dora the Explorer, it will send half of you scurrying back to cat videos. So, I have chewed and digested all of the dense, boring history, and shall now vomit it into your mouths, like a mother bird feeding its chicks. Open wide. The story begins with a very dead Mongolian man being fired from a catapult. The year was 1346. The Golden Horde was besieging the Genoese-controlled city of Kaffa in what's modern-day Crimea. The Italians were being characteristically stubborn, so the Mongols came up with the creative decision to start lobbing dead bodies over the wall. Some historians think this was meant to be psychological warfare. However, the result was something far worse. Within 3 years, half of Europe would be dead. Because these were no ordinary bodies. They carried a bacterium known as Yersinia pestis, aka the Black Death, or bubonic plague, named after the tennis ball-sized buboes that would typically grow around your sacred no-no place. If you caught it, you could look forward to such fun symptoms as fever, vomiting, skin turning black, blood filling your lungs, blood coming out of your rectum, and of course, death in 1 to 3 days, if you're lucky. At the time, Venice was not just a city, it was a hyper-connected trade empire, so it was one of the first and hardest hit. And the death tolls were nothing short of apocalyptic. In less than 3 years, 7 out of 10 Venetians would die. The Venetian response was nothing short of unhinged. Their first line of defense is to throw massive parades to convince God to stop the plague. Because, as we all know, if there's one thing God loves, it's a parade during a highly infectious pandemic. Then came the plague doctors with their nightmare-fueled bird masks. They believed the disease was spread with bad smells, so they wore these huge beaks that they'd stuff with roses and mint and cloves and anything to keep the stench out. And shockingly, it worked. Not because of the potpourri, but because they'd accidentally invented a medieval hazmat suit. Either that, or the infected were just too freaked out to go near them. And that brings us to Poveglia. The Venetians realized that isolating the sick from the healthy was critical, so they started converting islands in the lagoon into lazarettos, or plague islands, dumping grounds for the sick and the dying. At nearby Lazaretto Vecchio, records indicate that they received up to 500 to 600 bodies per day. Some of them were still alive when they were dumped onto the piles. But the truth is, if you'd been sent to Poveglia, it didn't matter anymore. Everyone goes into the fire. Okay, bag has been secured, breakfast has been breakfasted, and it is time to explore. Holy shit. Is that a furnace? So what really scares me about this is that this is a very visual reminder that this building is not safe. This used to be indoors, which means that all of this could collapse. I don't know if I want to go up those stairs. I kind of want to go up those stairs. It looks like someone blocked it. People don't want us going up there. And I mean, it makes sense. It's definitely not safe. Do I do it? I'm just gonna peek. Do you hear that? I just heard a door open. Like you could hear squeaky hinges. Can you hear that? Again. Quick clarification for new viewers. This is not a ghost hunting channel. It's not that I don't believe, it's that in order to form an opinion for myself, I need evidence that's not gathered by two dudes in night vision mode screaming at dust. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And that's why I'm here. I want to know why Poveglia is the most haunted island on Earth. And I'm very open-minded. You could say I'm ghost curious. There's two ghosts in Poveglia, two that most people say that they experience when they come here. One is a young girl. She was a patient here. Her name was Maria. The other one is an older gentleman named Dr. Paolo. I will tell you more about him later when we find the bell tower, because that's where the story really takes place, but he did not meet a very nice end. I just heard a boat approaching. I think I should do a better job at hiding my bag. Do you hear that? It's like right here. Shit. I need to go hide my bag better. I'm not alone on this island. There's a boat. They don't see me. I don't think they're coming after me, but I think there's people here. So I'm going back to get my... I need to go get my bag, and I need to hide it better. Hold on. Where's my bag? Where did I put my bag? Where did I put my bag? Oh. Okay. I need to find a better hiding spot. Need to figure out where I am. So this might be a dumb idea. This looks safe. I mean, it's concrete, right? Right? I don't know. All right, let's use this as a vantage point to see if I can get some bearings of where I am and where all these buildings are. There's the bell tower. How do I get there? How do I get there? This is very confusing. Okay, pause. I know this shot makes me look like a total idiot. Yes, the bell tower's right there. Yes, it appears that I can just, walk to it. What you don't see in that shot is that Poveglia is a giant, confusing labyrinth of razor vines and collapsed ruins and solid walls. Reaching the bell tower is less like strolling to the farmer's market and more like a botanical challenge from Saw. So this is really good or really bad. So I just came around the corner and this building is massive. And there is a sign by the front door that looks like it says Repurposed Psychiatric, which one can assume is Italian for psychiatric hospital. This is the spooky haunted house of lore. This is, okay, I'm of two minds right now. Part of me wants to go in while there's light so I can take nice photos and not step on sharp pieces of metal and glass because I like my feet. The other part of me thinks that this is the most haunted place on earth. I should go in after dark. There's something to be said about exploring haunted places at night as opposed to in broad daylight. So I think I am going to go back to my home base and chill and then come back here at night. Feels weird. There's a weird vibe to this place. I know that, like, considering the history of it and the legends of how many people died here, you'd think it would feel like scary or sad, but it's weird. It's a weird vibe. It just kind of like disconcerting. It's like just makes your stomach a little tight. I need to mention something on a professional level. Around this point, my microphone started glitching out. I don't know why. I have filmed in mountains, cities, forests, bomb shelters, and nowhere have I ever experienced any type of interference like this except for Poveglia. So I apologize if anything sounds weird or bad. That's why. I don't know. It's a strange place. Okay, now how do we get the burial grounds? Half of the ground there is human ash. They say it's 50% soil, 50% ash. Aside from how profoundly haunted it would be if haunting is a thing, I'm just interested in seeing what the soil looks like, because that's gnarly. Now, we passed them when we were coming in on the boat. When we went under that bridge that looks very not safe, I believe that that's the bridge to the burial ground. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go over that bridge, but we're going to try. But what really scares me is not the likelihood of me falling into the ocean, but people seeing me, because it is, again, very exposed. And if a boat drives by, they will see me sprawling across the bridge because I am giant and lanky and quite conspicuous. So I am going to wait until it is dark to do that. Can you tell right now? This is going to be a nightmare to navigate through in the dark. There it is. I found it. Holy shit, I found it. My question is it dark enough right now? I just had to crawl through thorn bushes to get there. Okay, so this video is about to take a very unexpected turn, and I need you to understand something about this channel. Oh, this is not sturdy. You see, there are two Steves. Holy f***. There's filmmaker Steve, and then there's self-preservation Steve. In the next 30 seconds, Only one of them will survive, which is why I do not have a gorgeous cinematic shot of the patrol boat that spotted me on the bridge and started screaming. Okay, roll the chaos. I just dove into the bushes so fucking fast. There's a cop. They're not here. Make a run for it before he comes back. What do? I can't get out of here because then they'll see me along the water. I still hear their engine, but they sound like they're near the front of the island, which also scares me because maybe they're parking there and then coming to find me. The place is so big. My best chance is hiding in one of the buildings. If I can find my way back to the buildings, because now it's dark and that path is like impossible to follow. I'm gonna make a run for it. I'm not gonna turn on my flashlight. It's too risky. But I also can't see. What do I do? What do I do? These thorn bushes are crazy. Oh. You could see this right now. I'm literally... There he is again. Can you hear him? He circled back. I'm scared to put my flashlight on. But I also can't see anything, and I think I'm bleeding. This is much more disorienting in the dark. So the cops appeared to be circling around the island. I don't think they're coming on the island. They just shout and circle. There's no windows here, and it's all sealed up. So I'm just gonna turn off my light and I'm gonna hide for like half an hour. And then we can go explore again once they're gone. Did you hear that? I think they're docking. I'm turning my light off. They're right on the other side of this wall. Why won't the it's literally, it's been beeping out there for like 15 minutes. I kind of want to go see. Or is that a bad idea? I think that's a bad idea. They're here. They're parked right there. The police are right outside. I can see their light through the bushes. Because it looks like they had flashlights. So I thought this was weird. On my phone, I'm looking at Google satellite images. I'm just at the beginning of that huge building, and it leads to the bell tower. But I go down here, and it just stops after the next room, which doesn't make sense. I think I missed something because I know for a fact that you can get to the bell tower. Like, this is sealed off. There's nothing there. And then there's nothing here. Maybe I go outside and around. Maybe. Yeah, the building continues. Are you fucking kidding me? Holy shit. That's kind of fucking scary, I'm not gonna lie. This is from a horror movie. That's where John Wayne Gacy puts the kids. What is this place? This is f***ing creepy. Not gonna lie. Holy shit. Are those what I think they are? What is this? That looks like a person goes in it. I'm gonna crawl inside. I just had this like weird vision of me crawling in here and then the door slamming shut behind me. What the f***? That is f***ing nuts. Clearly that feeds into it. What are these? That's wild. This is the room that scares me. And it's because I know that what's behind that door at the end of this kitchen is supposedly the most haunted room on the island. And now this room, I'm pretty sure I know what this is. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you a ghost story. The year was 1922. 6 centuries after the plague fires died down, Poveglia reopened. But not as a sanctuary, as a psychiatric hospital. The perfect place, they said, for the unwanted and the disturbed. Isolated, forgotten, an island built on the bones of the dead. Legend tells of a head physician, Dr. Paolo, brilliant but cruel. This was the era when eugenics was considered cutting-edge science, and Paolo saw his patients not as people, but as defects, a stain on the gene pool. So the story says he experimented on them. Brutal procedures, things so horrific they still echo through local rumor. And over time, they say, the island changed him. He began hearing voices, whispers from the plague pits beneath the wards, the dead speaking through the walls. Then, one night, he climbed the bell tower. No one knows if he jumped, or if someone, or something, pushed him. And they found him, his head and neck were shattered. According to one nurse, he was still breathing, but only for a few moments. The hospital eventually shut its doors, but the island never really went silent. Visitors often claim to see a tall figure in a white coat drifting through the corridors, or standing atop the tower, watching. Fishermen say they've seen someone pacing along the shores, a silhouette that vanishes when they approach. Trespassers often report being shoved, tripped, or feeling fingers closing around their throats. Not violently, just enough to make them stumble. Even skeptics talk about the pressure, how the air itself just gets heavier inside the hospital. And I can honestly attest I felt that too. And when the wind moves through the ruins, Some say you can still hear him. The mad doctor. And all the voices that came before. It just feels really weird here. I don't know if it's just because it's dark and like the human imagination is more terrifying than anything, but like it's f***ing, I don't feel safe. I don't. It could be because I'm inhaling pigeon shit, which is also not good for me, but there's something about this place that feels not right. I mean, look at this. That's f***ing terrifying. I need to find a safe place with no windows and no murder stories where I can eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in peace. Is that so much to ask? I've been wandering around now for like 3 hours. Granted, probably an hour of that was spent hiding in a dark room from you, please. I want to try to get back to my area though without using a light, because I'm scared about giving myself away, because I'm near the water now. I have to say, and I'm not playing this up because I think all those videos where people walk around in the dark and go, oh my god, it's yet, oh my god, it's a ghost. I think they're all dumb. I think that it's derivative, and you're smarter than that. So, I'm just gonna say this. There is something legitimately scary about abandoned buildings in the dark. Whether or not bad things happened in them or didn't, I just think that your imagination takes over in situations like this, and every sound and every bump is amplified, every shadow just moved. It is psychologically terrifying. Like right now, I feel very vulnerable. I do not feel safe right now. I know that I'm safe. Well, I don't know that I'm safe. There's cops looking for me, possibly. But, trying to describe the vibe here, like I'm mining the depths of the English language right now, and all I can come up with is, it's very unchill. What is that? Oh, it's my reflection. See, I'm freaking out. I think I see lights shining at me, but then it's just like tiles reflecting my own light. I must say though, I picked a pretty badass camping spot. Just gonna peek up here one more time and see what I'm sleeping next to. Oh, we've got bed covered in chains. Nice. Love that vibe. Not king shaming. And then in here, we have, oh look, it's another one of those little murder tubes. Yeah, it is. Look. All right, I'm reaching the extent of my spooky wookie tolerance. I'm gonna retire to my tent next to the demon holes that lead to the basement. And God knows what's down there. What is down there? Nightmares are down there, that's what. That is where demons live. Oh, what is in that little door? I don't want to know. And we'll never find out because I am done. I am going to bed. And I don't know why, but I feel safer behind a layer of mesh from this environment. One last thing, because I know someone in the comment section is already typing a thesis. History contradicts itself here. Facts dissolve, myths grow in the gaps. Maybe that's the point. What makes Poveglia the most haunted island on Earth? Well, what makes any place haunted? Some might tell you a haunted place is a scar that never closed, stone that remembers breath, walls that once listened. It's a place where time refuses to move forward, where the air holds a story too heavy to dissolve. I would argue the truth is something more human. Rot and rust are the language of impermanence. They show us that everything beautiful will one day turn to dust. And that dust will keep its own counsel. We're haunted by what we can't explain, by the echo between what happened and what might have. Our minds give power to a place.
Holy shit, it was so loud last night. I don't think it's spooky wookie ghosts. I think there's just a load of rats on this island. I need to go beat my boat guy and get off this island. It's creepy. Bye-bye Haunted Plague Hospital, bye-bye Demon Holes.
For centuries, they've tried to hide this island away, to forget it. Standing amidst the ruins, I believe that Poveglia isn't just haunted by death, it's haunted by the fear of it. Whether any of the legend is true doesn't matter anymore. What matters is that Venice believes it could be. It's become the physical embodiment of everything the city fears most: disease, madness, exile, and silence. And perhaps that's why it endures. Not as a curse, but as a mirror. The place where Venice hides its ghosts. Hey, what are you still doing here? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you liked that video, perhaps I might interest you in my one other video. I'll try to make one of those little drop-down boxes appear in one of these corners, but I don't know how to do that yet. So if it doesn't appear, that's because I'm a boomer inside. If you guys want to help support the channel, please consider giving a subscribe or hitting that like button or leaving a comment. It lets YouTube know that I deserve to be here. So I'll see you guys in the New Year's. We're going to Greece because I'm already here. Anyways, happy holidays. Yasos.